Would you like to learn how to buy a house even if you have $0 in your bank account? We're going to give you a life-altering strategy in this episode for free. Rope to Will.
We've had so many people reach out. People are losing their minds about this season, which is great.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending your questions.
Thank you.
This has been great. So, top question I keep getting asked is, what kind of problems do you have now? You know, we hear mo money, mo problems, but I have no money, so I've got all these problems. And we want to debunk some of these myths
Let's come at
in this episode.
Coming at it.
One of them is mo money, more problems.
Yeah.
Myth.
Yes.
Total myth, because I would totally take these problems over the ones I used to have. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You totally have problems. The only reason it would be more would be because you own more things or you're responsible for more. But they're still better problems. Trust me, I promise you. The other myth that we want to debunk would be that I can't do it because I don't have any money. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. So we're going to go through a series of things you can do with no money.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really phenomenal episode, all about money, the mindset of money, the discussions of money, limiting beliefs about money. And I'm going to start with this one right now. Money can't solve all of your problems. It can solve all of your money problems.
It can help with a series, a plethora.
Correct. And now here's the other fun piece. Money can't buy happiness. You haven't been poor enough.
You haven't had a jet ski.
Have you ever seen anyone cry on a jet ski?
No.
Or a sea bob? Okay. You own 3 sea bobs.
I do.
Have you ever seen anyone, I don't know, get on one, sea bob around underwater and come up going, that sucked?
No, it's a permagrin situation.
Instant. Listen, team, you have the ability, again, to make these small alterations. If you want more money to make you happy, great, because you can. If I make more money, I get happier. It's just the way it works.
Well, that's because you are already happy. And remember, money is an amplification of whatever is going on.
But Britnie, I have no money. I have zero money. What can I do? How do I start being happy with no money?
It comes down to gratitude.
Okay.
And what that is.
Okay.
So what I have learned in my experience is that the more you are grateful, the more you will be given. Just like if you gave me a present and I was like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
You're going to be less amped about giving me another present.
Sure.
I think that's kind of a law of the universe. And we're just going to make up what the name of that law would be called. But that is why people say gratitude, gratitude. Again, sounds cheesy, friggin' works. You should try it on and watch what happens. So don't have any money. How can you be happy? Do you have eyes?
There we go.
Do you have ears if you don't have eyes? Do you have legs? Because if you didn't have one of these things, you'd wish every day that you had it. And so start with whatever you do have. Be a good steward. Be grateful for whatever you do have. And then more will be entrusted to you. But without money, people really think that they can't buy a house, for example.
Right.
I don't know. I bought, more than 50 houses with no money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's easy. It's very easy. It's about creating value. So I'll give you an example. There are a lot of people who are self-employed and they don't qualify for a loan. Well, if that's going to block you, then you're not thinking very creatively. Do you have to have a loan from a bank that needs you to fit in a specific box for their risk profile in order for you to buy a house?
No, I can definitely say you don't.
Right. Well, what else can you do?
You have to get creative.
Okay.
You have to start asking other people. There are other individuals that can give you loans for homes. It doesn't have to be a bank. Fun fact.
Who else could it be?
Investors, rich people, people who own the house, owner financing.
Oh, what's he saying here? What's he saying here? All right. So we've got a friend named Cal Pal.
Cal Pal?
Who wants to buy a house.
Making this up, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Totally
Total fictional story
100%
here.
fictional.
Yes. Cal Pal wants to buy a house. And he is very interested in this specific region of, let's just make up a town, Nashville. Okay. So he wants to buy a house in Nashville. He's interested in this area. He can write letters to all the houses in this area and say, hey, I would love to buy your home. Let me know if you're interested in selling it. I will pay you an above fair price, whatever he wants to say. So he's going to get some calls back and they're going to be like, well, I want to sell, but I really don't feel like using realtors and we love the home, blah, 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 whatever it is.
Sure.
And he can sit down, go through the house, make sure he likes it, and then make him an offer. So depending on their current situation and their current needs, people are more than happy to owner finance for X amount of time or forever.
Totally.
So I typically make 3 offers. So offer 1, again, depending on your situation, if you can do this or not. Offer 1 is going to be cash, and it would be a lower price, significantly lower price than what I would like to offer.
Sure. But no one can do that because they don't have the money. So what's number 2?
Right. But I know that I can get an investor to come in. If it's a good enough deal, somebody will always come to the table. Offer 2 is some now, some later. So, hey, I would like to buy your house. I will give you $10,000 now or $5,000 now or whatever you have, or can get somebody else to put down for you now, and then I'll pay you the rest later. Now, why would somebody do that? Let's say you want $200,000 for your house. And CalPal says, I'm going to give you $240,000 in 5 years.
Right.
But I'm going to pay you $1,200 a month until then.
Sure.
Is that worth it to them?
Absolutely. So I'm getting cash flow, probably paying for my mortgage, or most of it with $1,200 a month. And at the end of that 5-year period, you've rented from me, you've paid me that cash flow monthly, and then I get $240,000. My house is currently worth $200,000. Yeah.
Maybe is the answer.
Sure.
The answer is if CalPal made these offers to 30, 40 houses, he's going to get 1 to say yes.
Yep.
So the third one is, 100. If they own the house outright, then it's 100 payments of whatever. So again, you want $200,000 for your house. I'll give you $230,000, and I'll give you $2,300 a month for 100 months.
Yeah.
This is one of many strategies.
One of many.
Okay, so what did that do? That just gave you an interest-free loan.
Yeah.
You paid that house off in 8 years.
Yep.
Either way, the point that we're trying to make is you can talk to human beings and say, what do you want? So let's just make up a scenario. You've got a house.
Yep.
Don't use yours because we don't need to tell people how many millions of dollars your house is worth.
Okay.
But let's just say a more realistic number in Nashville, $500,000. Okay. What do you want to sell your house for?
$675,000.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, but okay, bad answer. All right, $500,000. My house is worth $500,000. I want $500,000.
All right, you want $500,000.
$500,000. Yep.
Okay, great. So I would start talking to Newsom and say, what is the most important thing in selling this home to you? Do you need cash now, or is it your price? Or is it that I keep the house in its current state because your grandma built it? Like, what is the most important thing to you?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, I really like this one particular tree. I buried my dog there 3 years ago, and I don't want that tree to ever be bulldozed or torn down or sawed down. So if you can promise me that when you buy this house, you keep that tree intact, we have a deal.
I will do better than that.
Okay.
Because promises are something that could come and go with me. I will literally put a deed restriction in the title that says I cannot tear that tree down, or the little headstone of your dog.
And that, my friends, hopefully just paid for episode 17 of season 3, Broke to Wealth.
So the point is finding out what people really need.
Sure.
The way you can always get what you want in life is with a pure heart, creating value for others.
Boom.
That's how you can get a mentor.
Play that back.
That's how you can make friends. That's how you can gain significant others.
Hit that rewind button.
That's how you can literally do anything in life and also make money. It's creating value. Now, was I being manipulative and devious?
No.
Or did I actually take a second to look across the table and ask a human being, what matters most to you? Of the flood of offers that he's gotten in his house, has anybody asked him that question?
Probably not.
No.
Most likely not.
Mm-mm.
Just other people don't care.
So I can take your order. So before you assume and just throw in an offer, if you have the opportunity to talk to another human being without the realtors, obviously, if it's not a house that's listed, then you can ask them. Because I have had situations where if somebody, they could have offered me like $100,000 less on a house, but if they could close in 4 days, I would have taken it.
Yes.
But then there's other times where it's like they could have offered me, $30,000 more, and I would have held the note for them for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So ask me what I want. Don't assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you've taken my order, hand me an offer that's my order, and I'm going to say yes.
Right.
So again, if CalPal doesn't have $500,000 of a loan to pay you off and exchange that title, he can still be given the title, but they have a lien on the property, owner financing it to him with $0 down.
Bam. How did you learn all this, Britnie?
I had no money. I started. I had zero money, so I had to ask really good questions.
Sure.
Desperation leads to better questions.
Yeah.
And then I practiced, and I got a lot of no's.
Yep.
And then I got so many yeses.
Yep.
So many yeses.
I'm going to go back to a very specific number. You said this person, this fictional character that we've created out of thin air, would have to potentially create 30 to 40 offers to get one yes. 30 to 40. That's 30 or 40 handwritten or typed up letters that could take 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, 7 whole hours to get what you want.
Yeah. You could have been on Instagram the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the time you wasted.
That's right.
Building your future.
Get in that work.
Yeah.
And this is one of truly 10 or 15 that are going through Britnie's brain and my brain right now of ways that you can get into real estate or really anything.
You can. And we're going to go into how you can get into stocks with no money in just a second. But one more thing for CalPal. Literally, if he doesn't feel like going into a neighborhood and writing letters, he could put it on Facebook. Hey, looking to buy a home, will pay a great price, need owner financing. Solid credit score, solid tenant history, but looking to buy my first home in Nashville. And you could even say, look, I just need 2 more years of having my,
absolutely. And then XYZ. Sure.
And then the bank will qualify me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he could also just go to a bunch more banks and take their order. Hey, I think you're disqualifying me because of my 1099. What do you really need in order to qualify me? Because obviously I'm going to be a great investment for your bank. What do you need? And then he could hear no from them and say, hey, who would finance somebody like me?
Wait a minute.
And they would probably tell you another bank.
Britnie Faith Turner, multimillionaire in real estate. Are you telling me that people can ask bankers what they also want?
Absolutely. I ask everybody. I heard no for years from banks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally figured out that I was making I was paying, I think, $600,000 a year in interest to my investors.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, if you had been actually getting bank loans, you would be making, $450,000 more every year. Now, if we ran that scenario, anyway, they just start asking more questions. Most people don't like to use their brains. Now, this is going to be really confrontational. Okay.
Hey, confront.
I'm just going to say it. It's going to sound so bad.
Hit me.
Am I allowed?
I'm ready.
Most people don't like to think outside the box. So I do it for them. And I do it in the form of asking a lot of questions. Okay, if your life depended on qualifying me for this loan, how would you do it? Or where would you send me to make that happen?
Give me your best guess.
If their life isn't a good enough answer, I say, if your mom's life depended on it, or your child's life depended on it, just look at the pictures in their office.
Yep.
If their life depended on this happening, how would you make it happen? And then for some reason, when it's life or death, people's creativity opens up.
She's done this to me, by the way. She's ninja hacked my brain a few times.
They say, I don't know. Well, what's your best guess?
Right. Yes. You've ninja hacked me a few times. I'm like, dang
I've
it.
heard it so many times
Dang
from
it.
contractors. You can't do that. And I literally used to say, well, if I was a billionaire, how would you do it? And they're like, well, I just, and I'm like, why does my net worth have anything to do
Yeah.
with you figuring this out?
Yeah.
The point is, the answers are always there.
It's
There's
just a-
always a way. So in this next episode, I want to hear, how can one with little to no dollars get involved in stock trading?
You want to hear about that in the next episode?
Next episode.
We'll see you there.